Van Lathan Jr.
So Van just dropped a podcast this morning and had some comments about No Jumper and which he has in the past.
He dissing the hood?
No, he's not dissing it at all. He's actually
He loves No Jumper.
Exactly. And if you look at this tweet that he just posted 20 minutes ago, why don't you read it?
So a dude said to him, I just want you to be careful. Wait, are we going to?
Yeah, read the first one. Here.
I just want you to be careful what label as hip hop culture, which is ultimately black culture, and all No Jumper is known for is white man funded ratchet content. I say that to say we don't need any more trash dumped onto us.
Is it safe to say that all hip hop is funded by the white man? Damn near.
Van responded then, my point was and is that if you make your money off hip hop culture almost exclusively, you have a responsibility to black people, not necessarily to help them, but certainly not to harm them. I feel No Jumper failed on that with the Richard Spencer thing we covered on HL. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I agree with him.
I don't know exactly what he's talking about.
Richard Spencer is the neo-Nazi dude that just got interviewed. I haven't watched it, but
yeah, I don't
I've
feel
seen
like
people
I
talk about
agree.
it.
I don't feel like we should be giving that a voice as far as it, because like we could. This might not have started off as a hip hop podcast, but it definitely is now. And like you said, hip hop it's ultimately black culture. There's other cultures a part of it, but it's ultimately our culture at the end of the day. So
Now,
but I,
Look, I really feel like Adam's intention with doing that was not to platform
obviously
a Nazi. I think what he was trying to do,
but unintentionally you do.
right. I think what his intention was like, okay, we gonna have a debate with him and Destiny. Richard Spencer claims that he's changed his ideology. He's no longer racist. To give
so he came on the platform to say he's not a colored person hater.
But it doesn't matter. In my eyes, it's like this. Richard Spencer, if y'all don't know, is the dude that was behind the Charlottesville Tiki Torch.
Oh, he's a proud boy.
He's like OG, straight like
Super racist.
He's what I forget the term. It's not white nationalist. It's something along those lines, like a white. It's something along the lines of being proud to be white or whatever is like what the ideology identifies as.
So not white supremacist.
I mean, it's thinly veiled, not so thinly veiled white supremacy. Now, my
Who
thing
got
is
that
that
guy on here, Josh?
if you're a Crip your whole life, you can't all of a sudden be like, put on a red rag and be like, I'm a blood now.
That's fly crippin'.
You feel me? Like, I'm a blood.
No, that's a fact. You might be just saying that right now, but like, bro, your heart is where your heart is, and it is very hard
Facts.
to untrain the human mind,
Facts.
especially as an adult.
You got Rolling 60s tattooed on your fucking chest. You can't just all of a sudden say you're a blood. Like, it don't
That's a
work
fact.
and that's essentially like this. And even if what I really
Would it
wanted,
be closer to him saying he's a blood or him saying he's a civilian?
It's
No.
closer to him saying he's a civilian, I would say.
no, because like there's a
because it's
there's a
different
line
from-
drawn in the sand.
That's a
But
fact.
you're either an advocate or you're
You're either for or against.
yeah.
And
There
then
is no in
a
between.
civilian is the in between.
Right.
It's just kind of like I'm just there. You know what I'm saying? Now he go from
And I don't think
hate
Richard Spencer's
to opposite.
coming out as like publicly speaking for these minority groups now or anything. So that's why I would compare
Dog,
him more to a civilian.
he was talking about how he supports Joe Biden.
He just said that that's what he publicly does. Like that's what his endorsement is. He's not going out and fucking
Really,
Riding
really, what
donors
I
for
wanted Destiny to
doesn't
do,
seem active.
what I wanted Destiny to do
Was go hard on
was
him.
get on his helmet and be like, look, regardless if you want to flip the script and say that's not your ideology, answer for this. Like, be held accountable for your fucking words that you said.
It's a fact.
You don't just automatically get a pass. And ultimately, it's not Destiny's place to give out that pass. You know what I mean?
That's definitely a fact.
Did Adam get on
I'm
his
so
head,
unfamiliar
Josh?
with this shit. When I see
didn't watch the
neo-Nazi, I
interview.
don't watch. So I'm not familiar with nothing that this season is even talking about.
I think it alienates a lot of people which is unfortunate because I consider No Jumper a hip hop platform.
It absolutely
I'm
is today.
here for hip hop. You know what I mean? It's the only reason I'm here, not for any of that other shit.
All of us are from hip hop.
And I'm
literally.
And I like debates, and I'm down to debate with people, and I would love to debate with Richard Spencer and fucking smear his face in the shit that is his existence. However, you know, it's unfortunate that that we now have this asterisk attached to it because people like that have graced our platform, regardless of what the intent is. Because I know Adam doesn't have bad intent by bringing those people on, but it just sucks that once they're on, that just a lot of people don't fuck with it.
They end up getting a voice regardless.
Yeah. And I know that like what Adam has said is we're here to give people a platform for debate, but we're not here to platform hate. However, like
when hateful ass fools hit the platform.
Man, that's kind of what comes with it automatically.
Josh, what do you think?
I think we all should have watched this episode.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar.
I didn't watch the episode. I really don't have.
I didn't watch it.
I don't know if Richard Spencer talked about being reformed. I don't know if that's what his claim was.
So you kind of watched it?
Yeah.
Or you watched it?
I watched it.
I don't think it is a bad idea to have a forum where we can have conversations with people who have been exiled from traditional media. However, I do agree with you that if they're here on the platform, they should be answering and held accountable for what they have done in the past.
Yeah, the hard questions.
To move forward. Like otherwise, I don't know how you really can be reformed.
And just answering the questions isn't enough to move forward. There's got to be we got to see action.
Destiny nor Adam were on his bumper.
Not enough, in my opinion. And regardless, I to be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched as much as I could stomach.
I did. Why? Because he was saying out of pocket shit.
Just because he's a deplorable human being.
I feel that.
And it's just like it's literally the equivalent of like the leader of the Ku Klux Klan being like, oh, I changed my mind, guys.
Right.
Like I like black people. They're swell.
But I
That's
don't
crazy.
Understandable.
I think it would, again, we are in a spot where it is, if David Duke came out and said, I'm doing an interview,
We're definitely getting David Duke on.
you'd want to ask him and you'd want to press him on all of those questions.
I don't know how. I don't
Whether
know
how uncomfortable it is or not. Like, I still see the vastness of this platform being able to talk to anybody.
I think in a situation like that,
if you see David Duke on Spotify, let's say David Duke's a rapper, all right, on Spotify, on the other artists that are listened
related?
to, related artists, Richard Spencer is right there.
my thing is why Destiny and not one of these fools or Terrell or something like that?
I think we've had some other guests come through in the last couple of months that it would have been very good to pair with him as well. Tariq Nasheed,
Would be perfect.
I thought would have been like a good person.
That would have been wild.
The thing is, though, some of those guys are separatists as well. They're like
I feel that.
They're the complete inverse of that. They're black supremacists. So and what a lot of those white nationalist ideology is like Nick Fuentes, for example.
I
He's
just
like,
mean more for the sake of our platform, one of us.
No, I feel that, but what they're gonna actually agree with each other on a lot of shit is what's gonna happen because he's like, oh, okay, you're down for your people.
I hate
you like
Jews
the
and
white
Italians.
people, get them separated. You feel me? And so my people will be over there, you over there. Which I'm totally against that ideology. I understand
Separatists.
it, but so I think that a lot of those guests they would actually have more in common with these people than you would.
I think that idea comes from that every time that we do mix, it's kind of like when we do try to build our own shit for us, they kind of just come over, look at it and just like knock it over, fuck it up. So I think the ideology comes from like, we got to separate so we can build our own shit. And then once we good, all right, like let's intermingle, but we got to build our shit first.
And that's
shit.
that's understandable.
You dig what I'm saying? 'Cause
That's
you
understandable.
you can't get nobody $1 when you only got $1. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got to build your shit first. That's what I feel.